10 grabs what appears to be note letter from the floor in front of the cell door.
What's up, Truth Team? It's your girl, Mickey Truth, SC's #1 urban blog and the queen of paperwork. So yesterday I dropped a video in regards with recapping when the original probable cause document came out in YNW Melly's witness tampering case. However, due to some issue, I had to take down that video. So we're going to run it back again so that everyone can get up to date. Now, this video is going to go over the probable cause that Broward County State Attorney's Office is stating that the police had in order to bring forth this case of witness tampering. Let's get into it.
We have Mickey Truth.
Who is this? You got Mickey Truth kicked out.
Shout out Mickey.
Let's get one thing clear. This your girl, Mickey Truth.
These charges are being added on to the ones these three men were already facing. And investigators say they worked together to dissuade at least one witness from cooperating.
Jamal Demons.
Rapper YNW Melly facing even more trouble this week, now accused of tampering with a witness in his double murder case. Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons, is already in custody, but new allegations say he developed a, quote, sophisticated system to communicate with individuals outside of the Broward County Jail, including his co-defendant, Cortland Henry.
Cortland Henry, come on up.
Cortland Henry. According to court documents, Melly, who does not get phone privileges while in custody, recruited another inmate named Terrence Mathis to help him talk to Henry.
That was in the day room for his first time out. During the conversations, you can notice Demon's motion towards the adjacent unit, which is Unit 5C3. The inmate who he was speaking to then points towards the same unit to confirm what Demons was referring to. Demons tosses what appears to be a note letter under his assigned cell door 5C29. The same inmate from 5C210 grabs what appears to be note letter from the floor in front of the cell door. Inmates who collected the notes begin to approach who appears to be inmate Howard James and hand them over to him. Howard comes in camera view reading a letter and walks towards the telephone to read the letter. Howard attempts to make a phone call. Howard pulls out notes letter out of his left chest pocket. Howard is seen on the phone. Howard is seen on the phone. At 18:45, Howard ends the call. A review of James Howard phone calls from the Synchronous system shows that 2 phone calls were made. Aaron Simone Barnett and Cortland Henry. On August 21st, 2023, at 17:40, there was a brief call to this number identified as Cortland Henry's number. At 18:41, phone call was completed to blank, the phone number for blank. During the phone calls with Cortland Henry, he is asked to send money through Cash App and declines to do so. During the call with blank, Mathis says he is going to call on behalf of her husband and then asks her to complete a 3-way call to Travis and verifies the last 4 digits at ending 2997. Barnett then verifies that it was the 786 number that she was calling. Now we continue on. September 1st, 2023, Broward Sheriff's Office detention deputies searched the cell of Terrence Mathis. The following phone books were recovered. They also further demonstrate that individuals were using code words and false names to try and prevent law enforcement from uncovering the scheme. The books listed Cuh and other contacts such as Old Girl Melly, Brose, Board, Melly Peeps. Other names and numbers indicated that they were 3-way only, and then list Jamel Demons, Melly, track manager number, G Shine, and Simone. On April 19, 2023, at 1911, inmate Terrence Mathis places a call to Cortland Henry and begins to relay messages. After a few messages to individuals to thank them for showing up for support him in court, the following exchange occurs between Mr. Henry and Mr. Mathis. Tell you blank, make sure she hood, tell her keep bobbing in the Maybach like she been doing. Don't pop out, this shit almost over with. I heard she supposed to be pulling up, probably cap though, but tell her. Then it says, Henry said, man, no, man. Tell him, man, shut the fuck up. Tell him to stop talking about that. Mathis, tell her, fall back. I ain't put this wild ass shit, fall back. Henry, man, I ain't talking no more about that. Move on to the next one. Mathis, hold on. I got to read the whole card. I don't know what's what. Tell her keep going what she's doing. Tell her I love her and miss her so much. I'm going to eat her like some ice cream when I touch down. The freak? Who is that? Tell H.I. Who the hell is H.I.? Okay, let's keep going. During this call, while Mathis is trying to give directions to Courtland Henry about keeping blank away from court, Henry is obviously uncomfortable and does not want those directions being given over the recorded call. Henry already knows his job of keeping her away, court, and there is no reason to continue to talk about it. Henry states, tell him blank already vibing in the Maybach. I don't know where he be getting his information, but just tell him to vibe though. Henry is telling Mathis to reassure Demons that everything is under control in reference to keeping her away from court by the defendant. Blank is a thinly disguised reference to Miss Blank. The deposition of Miss Blank was supposed to take place on May 5th, 2023, as evidenced by the May 1st, 2023 filing by counsel for Mr. Demons. The deposition did not take place as Blank did not appear. So let's pause. So on May 1st, you can find a filing for Mariah Hamilton that was scheduled for 11 a.m. on Friday, May 5th. So at this point, the witnesses, we can assume, right, allegedly, based off the public paperwork that they have put out, is that the witness in question is indeed YNW Melly's ex-girlfriend, allegedly. All right, let's keep going. Courtland.
Well, at this point, fast forward 2 years, is no longer allegedly. We know for sure that the witness now is Mariah Hamilton, YNW Melly's ex-girlfriend, who is now on ankle monitor and has been since she was arrested, I think a little over a year ago. Okay. So that's the detail that we know for sure now, that she is the witness in question. Also, again, y'all, back when we was going through this probable cause, this is how the detective is presenting this case. That does not mean that's how it's going to play out in trial. That's why it's very important that we pay attention during trial to see how the story will unfold. Okay, so let's keep going.
Henry, who is out on bond, has been confined to his address in Miami-Dade County, with the exception of being allowed to leave for a short period of time each week for religious services. During the conversation, Mr. Henry sends out the messages via electronic communication. At times, he makes comments such as he cannot type fast enough to keep up the message that is being relayed. The detective still obtained the GPS coordinates for Mr. Henry's ankle monitor for April 19th, 24th, 25th. During each of those days, Mr. Henry remained within his listed residence, including at times corresponding to the phone calls with Mathis. The phone calls indicated that Henry is using an electronic means to communicate, such as another mobile device, tablet, or computer from within the apartment. On April 19, 2023, inmate Terrence Mathis places a phone call to Courtland Henry and begins to relay messages. The following exchange between Mr. Henry and Mr. Mathis. These conversations happen in pieces separate by other conversations. All right, let's get it. Mathis, so what he wants you to do, Henry, when I ask him if I find out how many bottles it takes for sheet. What the hell? Okay. Mathis, I got that part. I'm talking about his money ain't come. Henry, just tell him it ain't come on the 15 like it's supposed to. Just waiting on it. I ain't get that far. Mathis, all right, that's it. Henry, make sure you tell him those shits $300 a pop, the bottles. Based on the detective's experience working investigation involving introduction of contraband into jails and prisons, they're saying, hey, at this point, we know y'all trying to smuggle some drugs up in here, okay? And opioids, fentanyl, all things like that, okay? Now, it does say here, Broward County Jail had prior incidents of these narcotic lace papers being introduced to the jail in the form of books, letters, and legal mail. On Friday, September 22nd, 2023, BSO gang detective Russell and detention deputy Alvarez conducted an interview of a gang member being housed at Broward County Jail. The suspect stated that Jamel Demons was controlling and facilitating the introduction and the distribution of narcotics laced paper into the jail. Now, again, this was 2023. Remember, he's been on restriction since 2022. Okay. Now
I will say this. All that's going on, why they ain't brought no drug charges? Y'all know contraband is very serious in prisons, jails, everywhere. That's very serious. That can cause a lot of issues. So, but hey, they said, forget that. We need what's going to carry life, okay? Because we're not going to get life on the other case that we're trying to do because we done messed that up. We need to get life on this case. This is what I've been saying since this drop, what the whole play was, okay? But let's continue with a little bit more because they get more detailed into like the double murder case as far as the evidence that they use in this. We're not going to go through the whole thing. We just really going through what they got per se for the witness tampering.
It says the subject also stated that in the last 2 months he had personally purchased narcotics laced paper from Jamel Demons. So they have a snitch. The suspect stated that only inmates on Demons floor currently have access to the narcotics. The subject stated that the narcotics laced paper was being introduced to the jail in mail in form of legal documents from attorneys unit Blood Nation background. The United Blood Nation is the East Coast offshoot of the California-based criminal street gangs known as Bloods. The Bloods gang was founded. Okay, I'm not going to go into the background of the Bloods, but that's listed.
All right, so we're going to stop there because basically they go into everything they presented with the double murder case. Again, the whole layout with addition to the phone calls about allegedly Mariah Hamilton is basically just a double homicide case represented. This is, and I said in the beginning, this is why I feel this was their way to guarantee a conviction on Melly because they know they had to fumble the double murder case. I don't care who don't agree with that. That's my opinion. Fuck it, okay? But it's identical. Okay, now let's talk about the phone calls that they said they have. Now, remind you of the detective that is listening to these phone calls originally. Okay, remember that was the gang expert. He already got some questionable shots thrown at him through the defense the first go around. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. I don't feel like going to look for it, but anyway, we'll get into that more as the trial comes into play because I don't even know if they're going to let him testify. Because remember, one of the things that they argued at the Supreme Court for not only the witness tampering case but the double homicide case was that they feel they could have still got to the point they got to without him. Okay, so keep that in mind. So with that, it's like, okay, Bortland wasn't really going too deep into these conversations, right? It definitely, once you put it together as they did in the document, seems like it's cut and dry. But that's just one side of it. We will have to see how the defense comes in. And now we have Drew Finland and others that's on the case. How are they going to come in and dissect this theory? Okay. I know a lot of talk is about what Bortland played out on that case. But you got to remember, he didn't plead guilty, though. So he didn't accept any facts that was presented, okay? The other defendant pled out also. So I have to look to see if he pled guilty. I don't recall if he pled guilty or not. I kind of think he did. One moment. So even the other defendant pled no contest. So at the end of the day, he ain't even agreeing that anything they said is true or accepting that anything they said is true. So they still have to prove from scratch that indeed this happened, that happened, that happened. These plea agreements ain't gonna do nothing other than they pled no contest. Now, with that being said, again, how y'all feel about it? Y'all let me know in the comments. Give me y'all opinions. We are about a little less than a week away from the final hearing motions for the witness tampering case, where I'm going to drop another video. We need to get back into Mariah Hamilton's only interview, that when she sat down with Law and Crime, to see what she said so that we can have it in our minds. So when January 21st come around and she is called to the stand, will she keep that same wording, or will she change it up? Get in the comments and let me know. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to pull up on your girl Mickey Truth. Catch y'all on the next one. Holla!
Shout out Mickey. Mickey, you gonna be big. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to conquer the world, coming from where I come from. Hey, this your girl Mickey Truth, #1 blogger in South Carolina. #1 blogger in South Carolina. Hold on, wait, before I go, y'all make sure y'all tap in with me to book your slot. A lot of y'all be hitting me up on Instagram and the email wanting to just talk about content, whether you're an up-and-coming content creator or somebody just got questions about cases or whatever. Book your consultation with me now. The information is on the screen. Hey, make sure you get your slot, because my slots be filling up fast. Come join the Truth Team on Patreon. All documents that I use for my content is available to the members. So y'all come tap in with the Truth Team on Patreon. What's up, Truth Team? I am here, okay? About to get a touch of love. Yes, I'm at Touch of Love Massage Shop, okay? Now listen, I've been getting my massages through Touch of Love for years, even before it was a shop to come to. But let me show you around. And then I got to get ready because I'm feeling a little tense. And let me tell you, if you work in like call centers, streamers, YouTubers, sitting at that desk all the time, you definitely need to be tapping in to get your massage. So let's take a tour. So it was located in a nice business building. The suite was set up real comfortably. It was like to the back, and the candles was burning. The aromatherapy was definitely there. Okay, so I had to get undressed, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get all the way undressed. But anyway, like I said, being getting massages, Nakia is awesome at what she does, and let me tell y'all, them hands are blessed. Okay, I got the full body massage, including, okay, the hot stones. And when I say that hour went so fast, I even went to sleep. And I always go to sleep during massage for some reason. But yeah, definitely needed that, because y'all know I had a night ahead of me, okay?
Hey guys, I'm Nakia. I am the owner-operator of Touch of Love Massage Services. I always start with people. I start with the information of what massage is. So massage is the manipulation of muscles. Exercise is the manipulation of muscles. The only difference is we are manually using our hands to do those activities. So a lot of people look at massage as a luxury when really it's a health necessity. So I'm more on the medical side of things. So if you're experiencing any pain of any sort, muscles is 90% of pain, so I would recommend you to come and get a massage.
How can they follow you?
I do have my business page, Touch of Love Massage Services, on Instagram. I have Touch of Love Massage Services on Facebook, and if you want to set an appointment with me, you can look me up on Setmore. It's an app platform online where you can book appointments.
Hey, there you have it. And y'all, I feel like a new woman, but now it's time to party. So I'll catch y'all on the next one.